Hey, what's up everyone? Today we are here for a review of my CB650R. So let me introduce a little bit to my favorite motorbike ever, the one that I love the most, and I had a few others in the same range. So first, let me start by saying that as you probably already all know, everyone says that Honda tends to play it a little bit too safe, but yet look at this. Clean, purposeful, and just the right amount of attitude. This is the CB650R in matte blue, and this is a send-off to this specific version because this is the last one pre-facelift with the E-clutch model. I preferred to buy this one. I waited until the E-clutch model got released because I prefer the design, specifically the head front light. But the reason I start by talking about the design of this motorbike is because it's the first thing that pops to the eye. So back to the mid-2010s, neo-retro machines were starting to really take off. Yamaha had the XSR 900, Triumph had the Bonneville, Ducati had the Scrambler, but yet Honda didn't really have a clean answer for that type of design. And in 2015, they showed up with the CB4 concept. And people loved it. It was minimal, mechanical, was a concept that was brought by Italian and Japanese designers combination at Honda. And you can tell by its very elegant shape, without feeling like a cosplay. And the reaction was overall very positive. Honda doubled down and they decided to make a motorbike that would be produced for the masses, using that CB4 as a basis. Let's jump to 2019. Honda decides to release a new line of motorbikes called Neo Sports Cafe. Honda is gonna release 4 new motorbikes, among which the CB650R. Crisp, modern surfaces, honest, exposed hardware. The CB650R you see here is that philosophy at its most balanced, compact, athletic, and crucially cohesive. But let's talk about this specific bike, and first, the round LED headlight is a statement piece. It's classic in silhouette, but the internals are modern and intricate. You also have, a little bit down there, the bronze Showa fork, visually anchors the front end and ties into the bronze engine cases. As you can notice, it has the same color as the engine and also as the alloy wheels. It's a signature combo, and in this blue paint, I really think it looks so good. The bronze reads warm and premium, and it's not flashy at all. It's the tasteful Honda restraint that ages well. In this CB650R, the tank is sculpted with sharp, modern lines, no fake retro teardrop like you can find on some competitors. So your knees lock in very naturally, the position is pretty aggressive and I like it. It's not too extreme like on a Fireblade or super sports bikes, but in the same time, you can become a little bit sporty if you prefer. Furthermore, you have 4 stainless headers dropping in a perfect cascade before sweeping under the engine. It's a love letter to Honda's inline-4 heritage. It just looks right on a middleweight naked. From the side, the stance is athletic, a slight nose-down attitude from the fork, a short tail, and just enough mass in the middle to look serious. I really think this design is a pure success, and that's what I love the most about this bike. Just looking at it, I never get bored of taking a look at this motorbike, and it's really a masterpiece in terms of design in my eyes. It doesn't feel over-engineered or anything, it looks designed. So yes, for me, this is the cleanest looking modern Honda middleweight. It's muscular without being too blocky, premium without being precious, and classic without a costume. If you buy bikes with your eyes first, and I certainly do, I think the 2024 CB650R is bullseye. It's just perfect. But no, a motorbike is not only about the design, it's also about the handling, the engine, the sound, everything combined, the experience as a rider. So let's jump on the CB650R and I will give you some more impressions once I'm on it.
Welcome back everyone, this time for a small test ride. What is that? Yeah, it was a go-kart. For a small test ride of the motorbike and giving a little bit my feedback on how it behaves on the road. In terms of comfort, the CB650R is pretty comfortable. I would say it's in line with the other roadsters in that category. But maybe the seat is a little bit more comfortable. Like when I used to ride my my Suzuki SV650, my back was hurting very, very quickly, and the seat was really feeling like a wood board rather than a proper seat. There's definitely a little bit more cushioning here, while it's not perfect. I don't think you can have a roadster that stock by default is comfortable, unless you go into some brands that are more into that kind of stuff with proper padding for the seat and such. But yeah, I would say comfort is average. Visibility of the dashboard, like I'm hiding it a little bit here with the GPS, but it's a common complaint that you can find online. Ultimately, I think it has been fixed because the first models of CB650R had less brightness. I might be wrong about that, so don't quote me, but I never ever had any problem looking at the speedometer, the gear I was in, or anything. So personally, no complaint on that side. I think it's pretty easy to read, and the reverted colors, the fact that it's a black background, is a pretty nice touch, I think. The first thing that I really, really love about this bike is the smoothness of its engine. I think everyone already knows that this is a 4-inline engine, pretty smooth to ride. It feels safe to drive, and the range in which it can operate is really, really wide. Well, obviously you don't have any fairing to protect yourself, so you're gonna take a lot of wind. And here we are, jumping on some highway to test a little bit the stability and how comfortable it is at the highway speeds. And well, obviously in terms of power and such, there is absolutely no issue with the way this motorbike behaves. In terms of front wind, I don't mind it at all. But I know that some people don't like naked bikes because you don't have any protection for your face in terms of wind. But, well, you get used to it. Like I always had only motorbikes without the windshield. So, yeah, personally, not a big deal. In terms of stability, the bike is super, super stable, very reliable. There's nothing weird, nothing wrong. It's Honda. There's one quick thing that I really hate about this bike, and it's probably one of the only flaws, but the vibrations at higher RPMs are really super strong. Look at the mirror, you cannot see. Let me show you an example. I'm gonna get high in the RPMs and you're gonna see how much it shakes. You cannot see what's happening behind. And look. So if you're trying to ride sporty, the mirror becomes useless. That's a little bit ridiculous, but well. So yeah, so far on the highway, at highway speeds, absolutely nothing to say, except for the wind that you're getting straight in your face, but it's the same for all roadsters. This bike is really perfect. Like I don't have any issue with it. It's very stable. Actually, it's even much more stable than some other bikes I had in the past. So yeah, no. It's great. Fuel consumption gets much lower on the highway. That 4-cylinder engine does its job. Honestly, pretty good on the highway. Nothing, except for the vibrations, nothing bad. One thing that I really like about this motorbike is how the engine is powerful enough that you never lack any power. Only situation you might feel like you lack a little bit of power is under 6,000 RPMs, which is a little bit halfway of the gauge here. But above that, it's plenty powerful, and you will never have the feeling that the bike is slow or anything. I also like the way this engine delivers the power, so there is no surprise or unexpected unhealthy behavior. I remember when Honda first introduced this model, I think it was maybe in 2018, 17, I immediately fell in love with this motorbike. Back in those days, I was not yet riding anyway, but wow, the design, it had completely shocked me. Like, in my opinion, it's very hard to make a more beautiful motorbike than this one. It's just how much I love this design. The second I saw this bike, I really fell in love with it, and I knew I wanted that specific bike. I also think that this model, the one up until 2024, is the most beautiful model. Like the headlight is completely round, but on the new models it's a little bit like a horse horse design, I don't know how you call that. And I really think that this one is even better. And this matte jeans blue color is really the best in my opinion. Give me your thoughts about it, but I really like it. By the way, we are in Yokohama here now. I really like this place. I have a small anecdote regarding to that. One day I was with a friend, French friend, and she's working in fashion and that kind of stuff. And one day we went to drink a coffee together, and when we finished drinking our coffee, she wanted to see my bike, so we went back to the parking area, and she asked me, yeah, which one is your bike? And I told her, well, try to guess. Just a small hint, it's the most elegant one and the prettiest one. So she took a look at all the bikes and said, I think it's this one. And I said, yeah, it's this one. So yeah, even people with taste recognize that this is a very, very beautiful bike. With this bike, you can arrive at work without attracting some weird attention. Not that other people's opinion matter that much or anything, but ultimately, I'm in my 30s and I don't want a motorbike that looks like a small toy. Even if it is a toy, I want something that looks a little bit more adult, something that fits a little bit more my lifestyle. So with that 4-inline engine, we have a smoothness that you cannot find in comparable motorbikes, like for example the MT-07 and such. They are a lot of fun, but the fun is brought to you in a different way. Like see things like this. The MT-07 is gonna be like a jump scare. Like, it's enjoyable, it gives you a pow effect. I'm gonna do that again, a pow effect. Like a very sudden spike of fun. But what I like about this one is the madness that goes out of it when you start to get up and up and up in the revs. Like, this is really like a crescendo type of power. The more you go up, the more it gets fast. While MT-07 or SV650, they tend to get wah and get flat. I'm pretty good at making those things, right? Wah and then flat. CB650R. I have a talent with that. So I completely disagree with some people who say, yeah, this bike is not nervous enough. And it brings me also on one of the negative points of this motorbike. Sometimes the throttle, so not the engine power delivery, but really the throttle can be a little bit sensitive in the first millimeters. Like if you do clack, you see, it can be a little bit jerky. It's not always the case on all the bikes, so that's why I think it's worth pointing out, and I'm not the only one who complains about it online. After design and engine, it's how stable it is. Like when you're cornering, when you're leaning, when you're turning, when you're going straight. It's never gonna betray your expectations. You're not gonna end up in a situation in which the motorbike is gonna be the reason you make a mistake. It feels much lighter than it actually is. This bike is 200 kilos and it feels so easy to maneuver. Like it doesn't feel heavy or like imprecise or anything. It's very, very easy to put wherever you want, just following your eye's direction. Let me explain a little bit myself. Like, I used to ride a MT-07 for a short period of time, and one day as I was cornering, the back of that MT-07 started to wobble behind me while I was not doing anything fancy or anything crazy. I never ever had the same impression with this CB650R. Like, it never did anything unexpected or dangerous without me actively trying to do something unexpected or dangerous. So the stability of this motorbike is really something that has to be praised, and Honda's long legacy of making reliable engines that can be predictable shows in this piece of craft. So compared to the other roadsters I tried and that are available on the market, the CB650R is the only one that provides me so much satisfaction in such a wide range of situations. When I had the Suzuki SV650, I was not completely satisfied on the highway due to its engine architecture. It was even more shaky than this CB650R, and I feel like the CB650R is able to be both docile, agile, submissive, and super crazy whenever you need it to be crazy or super fast. So that aspect of it, the wide ratio it can provide you some pleasure, is what makes it for me the best roadster in its category. Of course, motorbikes are about passion, so a lot of people are probably gonna disagree with me and consider that the MT-07 is a better bike, the SV, or I don't know, the GSX-8 or better motorbikes, but ultimately it's what makes you vibrate that matters. And personally, design is the number one reason I want to ride a motorbike, and second is the pleasure I take on the motorbike. And the pleasure this motorbike has been providing me has been unmatched. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for watching this video. It was really a pleasure for me to talk about my bike, a bike that I really love. On top of that, probably the best I have owned by my criterias. I hope to see you again for future videos or anything, so yeah, let me know what's up, and don't hesitate to subscribe, thumbs up and such. Bye bye.